My suitcase was nearly zipped when my phone rang, still straddling the much too large bag that I was trying to squeeze shut with my thighs as it wobbled on my mattress. I leaned forward and tried to reach my phone. I'd worked too hard to get the zipper to its current point to give up on my efforts now. If I jumped off the bag, I knew it would split and spring open, spilling all of my warm weather clothes that I couldn't wait to wear. I cleared my throat to get Brody's attention. He heard me, I was certain, but he didn't respond. Brody. Nothing. Brody. Silence. Gritting my teeth, I reached behind, pulled off my shoe, and chunked it at his head. Unfortunately, it missed, but the whirling motion next to his head was enough to finally get him to turn around. He snarled as he whipped his head around. What? I nodded toward my phone. I need some help. Grab that for me, please. He didn't say anything, but he took his sweet time walking over to the nightstand to grab my phone. In that instant, he looked to me like a petulant, spoiled 13-year-old who'd just been asked to take out the garbage or do some other overly simple task that just seemed like too much for his lazy, entitled ass to do. I wasn't sure if it was my trying day at work or just too many months of putting up with less than I deserved. But in that moment, something inside me just snapped. I thought of Amy, and of how she was finally free from a man who'd done her so much harm. I thought of so many of my other patients, who I was constantly telling to value themselves, and I realized that by putting up with a man-child like Brody, I wasn't following my own advice. I was a grown woman. Why the hell was I spending my time with a grown man that thought it was a monumental inconvenience to get off his ass and walk across the room? Why was I planning on going on vacation with him? By the time he handed me the phone, it had stopped ringing. I was too worked up to even look down to see who'd called. Releasing my thigh muscles before I rolled off of my giant suitcase, I allowed it to spring open as I walked over to him. Brody. He stopped and faced me. Are you ready yet? We should have left for the airport 30 minutes ago. I shook my head. Nope, I'm not going. I wish you all the best. I really, truly do. But I am so over dating a selfish, lazy, good-time Charlie. He looked as if I'd slapped him. Everything is already confirmed. Don't tell me you're being this way just because I made you miss your phone call. No. That wasn't it, but it certainly was a moment of clarity. If the cruise line won't let you replace me with someone else on such short notice, I'll send you a check for the cancellation. But either way, you better head to the airport. And before you leave, I'll be needing the keys back to my apartment. It was my job to read people. I could see in his eyes that there was a part of him that was just as relieved to be rid of me as I was him. Are you serious, Eli? Because if I walk out that door, I'm not coming back. I hated it when he called me Eli. I knew my name was old-fashioned. I'd been the surprise of a lifetime to my parents, and my name reflected their ages. But Eli made me sound like one of his guy friends. I'm not angry with you, I promise. But I'm entirely serious. Goodbye, Brody. Without another word, he gave me my key and turned to leave. As I shut the door behind him, all I felt was relief.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.